Anyone else worried Berkshire Hathaway is gonna tank like 15 when Warren dies? I've kind of been avoiding this stock lately cause Warren is like 93, so the any day could be the day. Really does apply now. IDK. I definitely think the stock is a buy, but I feel like if I buy it now I'm buying it knowing it's gonna get a 15 dip in the very near future, and that just feels unwise. Probably a good buying opportunity. Yeah, probably. Even assuming he has little to do with the company's operation, and that its financials will continue to outperform without him. There is so much name recognition and prestige wrapped up in Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway that I think a bunch of people are gonna exit on the gut assumption that he was the source of all that growth. If he dies, I buy. Don't you think that investors are cognizant of the fact that both Charlie and Warren are 90? Or do you think you are the first one to think about this? How did Apple do when Steve Jobs died? Steve was 1,000 more integral to Apple than Buffett is to Berkshire. Which do you think is more influential on the stock price, Warren Buffett being alive, or the financial performance of the company? I think the latter. I was worried about this in 2009, so I sold all my BRKB. As you can see, that decision has worked out really well for me. Priced in since the 90s. Stock will probably go up. Not really. He barely has an impact on the company. It's run by very competent successors. Any dip would be a great buying opportunity. Priced in. I feel that after he passes, Berk might start paying dividends. As a shareholder, I'd be more worried if Greg Abel died. Warren Buffett isn't really that active on making decisions on Berkshire Hathaway anymore. Greg Abel is the CEO and is likely the successor, and Warren's obviously been delegating more responsibility on his team. If you're seriously concerned about Berkshire Hathaway, maybe you should just invest into $VT or $VTI and stay away from stocks. The death of a 90-yo guy is probably priced into the stock already, lol. There will probably be a small short-term dip when it happens. If not, then count your blessings and buy more when the double-digit drop happens. The death of all humanity is already priced in. Him dying will be a great buying opportunity, TBH. It will probably dip 1 or 2. The company is built to persevere without him. Literally everyone in the world knows Warren Buffett is old and could die any minute. Everyone. Priced in. If it does, I would back up the fucking truck. Buffett says all the time. Constantly. Virtually every time he writes anything. The machine will continue after he's gone. When he dies, is Geico going to stop making money? Dairy Queen? See's Candy? The railroad he owns? Of course not. When he dies, I hope the shares do get hit, and I will back up the fucking truck because that will be a massive opportunity. Not even mention that his lieutenants are extraordinarily talented. He has massive faith in them. He says that all the time. So if the market reacts stupidly, that would be a wonderful buying opportunity. Nope, and if it does, great buying opportunity. I don't think it will be a big move. Markets move on expectations, and well, it's been expected forever now. Short term, it will probably do that as market overreacts. Long term, Buffet's been picking and training his team for years, and I think recovery will be quick, as the company posts good reports. The operating business, which is not run by Warren, generates $40 billion of operating profit. If it does, I am buying much more. You should not be investing in individual stocks if you think like this. If it drops 15, then I'm moving pretty much everything into BRKB immediately. Maybe even a share of BRKA if there's a massive overreaction. It will 100 dip the day Buffett dies. Probably not 15 though. But it's an irrational dip based on emotions. Burke already has the succession all figured out, with the successor Greg Abel already having a big hand in the company's operations. When it dips, we call that a golden buying opportunity. BRK currently trading at like a 20 multiple to operating earnings. Apple trades at about a 24. A 15 drop in share price would put BRK at a 16. BRK earnings grow 40 YoY compared to Apple 5 YoY. I would move my entire portfolio into BRK at 16 and forget about it. I'm sure he has something in place for when he dies. It'll go down a bit, but probably not as low as you're expecting. The only way I see it going down like that if it's mismanaged after he dies. Anyone worries when Biden term expires? You cannot compare Apple to Berkshire Hathaway. Apple produces actual physical products. Berkshire Hathaway, all they have is reputation built on Warren. They have no actual product. Warren is the product that is pushing the company profits solely on name alone. They could play the card that Warren said this and that when he was alive. But that will only last few years. Until people forget about Warren. Then what? It's not a sustainable business model when the man is dead. Financials do not matter because the trust that is there will be broken. It'll dip more than that, son. Why would this not be priced into the stock? Nah. It might be more than that. If it does, I will definitely buy. Username checks out. Have you learned nothing about what Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway stand for? The question is ironic AF. Warren is 93. Charlie is 97. So? It'll dip and then be bought up like crazy. See Jobs and Cook. Maybe a 1-to-50 stock split. Or not. I definitely think there is a Buffett premium in Berkshire. If that's 15, I'm not sure, and it's probably impossible to quantify until it happens. I had the same concern 2 years ago when I was deciding whether to buy more BRK or not. I did buy and it's up 50 since then. You're trying to time something you have zero control over. 1. Wow. If you're buying BRK, it's super expensive. Congrats. 2. Drop on death likely. Just like Steve Jobs' passing day. 3. Drop in the entire stock market. Possibly. BC, they may just start liquidating their holdings? They mentioned at one point closing all positions after WB death would take years. He could live another decade too. Maybe not a good one. But they'll wheel his head out in a vat of Coca-Cola for the annual shareholder meeting. Sort of like Nixon on Futurama. No. When he dies, I'll buy. It will only be temporary. Worried? More like hopeful. Sounds like a great buying opportunity. Already priced in. Already priced in. Nope. Probably priced in. Yeah, he's like 93, but he's had a great team around him and working under him for the last 30 years. I wouldn't worry about it. If you're looking to hold the stock long term, then it won't matter. It's priced in. Priced in. I am counting on it. Certainly not Warren Buffett. The company itself is hoarding cash for that buyback opportunity. LMAO. It could be a worry or an opportunity. If you're only holding onto it for a year, don't buy it. If it's a long-term investment, I'm waiting to dump money in when he does die. Rip the goat. I'm holding for the long run. He has already named his successor. And I'm sure he wouldn't name a dummy. Priced in.